I know 2021 has started a while ago, actually a month ago, as you all know, but still I think implementing new goals or new habits into your life is possible the whole year through, and it doesn't really matter when you do this. So in this video I want to share with you some of my habits of goals for the next time, and most of the things I had really a hard time to integrating them into my day-to-day life, and I just want to get much better at doing them. So I deliberately don't call them goals in that sense, because these are not things that have an end to it. These are more like actions that require quite a process and I are achieved over a time period. I also don't want to prove something to someone or to myself even. I just feel like these habits will help me to find the right path on my journey in my life, and make me more aware and happy about what I'm doing. So the first thing that I really want to continue doing, because I have started with this, but I'm not as consistent as I wish to do. And the first thing here is doing morning yoga every day. So this might seem for some like much, maybe for some like it's really nothing, but it's something that you have to overcome every morning. And I think I want to do this because it gives me much more energy and much more motivation to have a productive day each day. So you have to wake up and really get on the mat, and this was the really hard part for me sometimes, because sometimes you just don't feel as well. Maybe your body just don't want to do this because you have like muscle ache or something. But then when you do this, you really feel much better, and I just feeling like I have much more energy to do things that I have to do in this day. So I think this is really something important for me. With the new semester that is coming up, and again a remote one, I know it will be really hard for me to continue doing this, because then I have to wake up a little bit earlier to do this. But I think that it's really helping me to pull through all the tasks that I have to do. And the other thing is that yoga also has the power for me to divide like the sleeping from the things that I have to do. And I think this is really important, and I will also talk about this a little bit later on. So the next habit that I really want to integrate into my life is taking care of my skin, mostly with natural methods if possible. And I had this goal for quite a long time to get this clear and really nice skin, especially my face complexion, but this is something that I was never good at, and I just want to get better at. I really know that you have to put in some work, you have to spend some time doing this, and it's not something that is coming overnight. Except you're born with really nice skin, this is really great, but I'm not. And it requires quite a lot of attention just to achieve the goal you want. And it doesn't have only to do with what you're putting on your face, it's also what you're eating, what is your stress level, and what is your sleeping routine, all that stuff. So it's a really complex thing, and I just want to get better at doing all this stuff to it's something that represents itself on my skin. So I really think like having a good and healthy complexion is something that boosts our self-confidence and also teaches us to love our body and to respect it. So I think this is really important also in the self-awareness kind of thing. So this is really something that I'm trying to do, and it will be not that easy, I think, but I think it's quite worth it. So the third habit is that I really want to dive into plant-based diet and get away from processed food. So as I've already mentioned in my last video about what I eat in a day, and I will put it up here so you can check it out as well, because how can I have like a healthy diet that like the objective of plant-based diet is to live healthy, but allow myself to eat processed and packaged food is just not the way I want to do this. So I really wanted to dive into what is really healthy and what to cook and what to eat to really reduce the amount of processed food. Of course, tofu is something that is minimally processed, but in the sense that cooking with fruits and vegetables and legumes and nuts and tofu, but really not buying like this like processed food, like for example chicken nuggets or something, not as often as I used to, because this is just not what I define as healthy, because it's still processed. It's the same like with processed meat or something. So this is under the same category for me, and I think this is not really the point of vegan diet. So I just really want to focus on that simple and really like basic vegan diet to boost my health. So the fourth thing here is that I really want to get in the habit of drinking water right before waking up. I actually drink a lot of water during the day, but our body really dehydrates, like we are sleeping maybe 7 or 8 hours and our body dehydrates quite a lot. So the first thing you want to do is really just drink water to energize and freshen up, but this is something that I often forget to do, and it's also not so good for our brain work because everything in our body needs water. So yeah, this is like, may seem like a really small thing, but remembering this every morning you wake up is not that easy for me, and I really want to do that. And it doesn't have to be a lot, like a glass of water. This is really something that I really want to integrate into my daily life, and yeah, to help me kickstart my day. So the next thing is that I want to continue to read right before bed. As we probably all know, that blue light exposure is not that good, especially before bed, because it makes us remain quite awake and alert, and this is not something that you want to do before going to bed because you want to sleep, obviously. So this is something that I've been managing to do quite a lot, or most of the time during my holidays, but yeah, the semester starts soon, and I just want to have that in mind, that I want to continue doing this, because I know it's not healthy to stare at your laptop or your phone right before bed, but instead reading and also winding down a little bit just to help with a really good night's sleep. It's just something that I really want to continue during the semester and not giving up because I don't have time or something like this. So the sixth thing is that I want to make a plan for the next day each evening. And this is something that I realized helped me quite a lot to stay productive and to build that motivation each morning to do something, because then I have like planned for my whole day and I know what my to-dos are. And this might seem a little bit like rigid or something, but I do allow myself like time off during the day, and also having like buffer times is really important. Even if you don't do everything you had on your list on your timeline, it's not like the world is going under. I really like to be still flexible in my timeline, but I just think it's really important for my brain just to know like the day before what I'm going to do, and not being stressed about something and just starting my day without having a plan. I just realized that when I have a plan that I make the night before, I'm just really much more able to stay productive and stick to my plan. And I also think it's really important to not burden yourself with too much stuff, because it can have like the exact opposite effect, like losing motivation when you see like, oh no, I didn't do this and this. So for me, the next thing is that I want to find a better work-life balance. For me, it's like more a balance between my studies, my hobbies and my free time. But still, it's not that easy if you're like, we're now in isolation still, and if you're doing everything in one pace, it's not that easy to divide all of this. So as I mentioned before, I really think planning and dividing all the parts of my life is really important, like having blocks of things I have to do, free time and my other responsibilities. I really think like planning out all my different parts of my life, I think I could benefit the how I'm doing the things. Next thing is consistency, and this is really relating to the last point, because having like a unification of my days would help me to balance out my days. So consistency is really important. Just also for our brain and for our body to like settle into your days, and that they know what is going to happen. So in that way, I think, yeah, we can be much more productive. So this is really something that could help me to balance my days. And I always had like periods in which this really worked really well, but recently it had some struggles to do this. I don't know why exactly, but I really think that having consistency in your life helps with your productivity, because your mind and your body really knows what is going on, when you're going to sleep, when you're going to eat, things like that. So I think this is really important, just for our like overall well-being also. So the second last thing is that I really want to get in control of my temptation to buy or to eat like processed sweets. Fortunately or unfortunately, there are more and more vegan candy that is available at the stores. Maybe this is some good news, but for me it's not, because then I have like the feeling that, oh yes, I see something that is vegan and I don't have anything else, so I'll just buy it, even if I don't really like it. So this is something that I really want to get rid of, like this temptation to buy or eat things just because they are. And this is not like a justification to just buy them even if I don't like them. So yeah, this has been something difficult for me sometimes, because there are really not that many things that are vegan, and yeah, the only exception is dark chocolate, because I also think dark chocolate is quite helpful for your health, and yeah, of course it's also vegan, fortunately, so I'm really happy about this. And the other point is that as I said, I sometimes don't really like the things that I'm buying, even if they're vegan, and sometimes I just get really disappointed about this, so I don't see like a reason to actually buy them. And I also really enjoy and prefer baking or doing things by myself, so I also know what the taste is and what the ingredients are. So this is really something that also helps me to control how healthy or how unhealthy something is. And the last habit is that I want to implement in the next spring is that I want to grow my herbs, or also maybe some vegetables by myself. So I've started this last year, but I was a little bit late in the year, and this time I just really want to get this right. And I really enjoy doing this because I like gardening stuff, and I just want to try this out and do some things that I really can use in the kitchen. This is something that I think is really, really cool, and yeah, you also know from where you took this. For example, when you grow chili, it grew in your garden or on your balcony. This is really something really cool, and you don't have to go to the store to buy them. So yeah. Alright, so these were my habits that I wanted to implement in the next time, and I hope you could find some value in what I said. Let me know in the comments what are your healthy habits that you want to pursue in the next time. Also consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification button if you want to know more about future videos about lifestyle. And yeah, I want to wish you a very nice day, and hopefully we'll see you in my next video.